Well, hello, we're back again with tutorial G, type and clip. There are several images here in this one, and there is instructions as well that I feel like, especially on the second page of the instructions with the layers, you may need to refer to this. And there is a very special command key right here that it lists it. That is Command Option G, or for you PC users, it is Control Alt G. That is the magic step in this clipping mask we're going to make with Word. So it's the first time to use text in Photoshop, and we are going to clip out these images out of it. So that is Command Option G. That's on the second page of the directions. They're doing ski images. We're going to do very tropical images. This particular project is due, so make sure you save it as a JPEG to turn in when you're all finished with it. I'm just going to start by opening one of these images into Photoshop. Now that we have this image open, let's check out the image size here for just a moment. So I'm going to go to image size, and let's see what would happen if what size it would be. If we resample it, I have to unclick that to 300. It would be 17 by 11. What size would it be at 200? So let's resize this to 200. I don't want this file too enormous. And I'll click resample, and let's just have it about 11 inches wide. That should be okay. And then let me see, I'm going to open some more of these images into this same file. I'm just going to go ahead and hold down Shift to select them all, drag them into Photoshop. Let's see what size these images are too, and we're going to make a composite out of them. Oops. So let me check out what image size this one is here. Well, they were all 72 before. I'm going to go ahead and hit Command A to select all, hit Command C to copy, and that original image, I'm going to hit Command V and see how it pasted in a new layer. Now it is enormous compared to what I had. So I'm going to hold down Command T, and I'm going to zoom out, and you can see exactly how large the image was. It was very, very large. I'm going to resize this. Hit return. Now let's do the other ones too and see what size they are. So I'm just going to get rid of this one for a minute. They may not be as big. Command A to select all, Command C to copy, and I'm going to hit Command V. And they were all quite enormous, but I don't want to work in that largest space. So I'm going to resize these images. Command A to select all, Command C to copy. I'm going to hit Command V. This one is not as big. I'm going to hit Command T for transform and resize this one as well and hit return. Now I've got several layers here, and I'm working with this, this document that's about 11 inches. Command R for rulers. Now the image sizes, and most of these I'm working in the same resolution. They were quite a bit larger before. So if I click on and off these different eyeballs, you can see what I'm working with. I'm going to make a photo montage out of these images. So you can decide if you want to get rid of them. At least use 3 of the images. And you can resize them holding down Command T. I'm going to use sort of an eraser brush on the edges. And you can place anything any way you want to. I'm going to get this eraser. And this time I want a nice soft eraser with some opacity. So I'm going to make those soft edges. So it's not very hard at all. I'm going to add a little bit of opacity. I can change this as needed. And I do want a little bit larger brush. And see how I'm just going to softly take off the edges. Now I may want to have a really get rid of the edges right there. But then, as you come in, you can have some opacity. So it shows the different images. And I'm going to type some words in here. I think that will help us really see what we're doing. So that's that first image. there is, I can move these around, my layers. There's this image, and I got to make sure I'm selecting the right image that you need to be working on. Maybe I'm going to come in quite a bit on my sea turtle. You could do it however you want. It's not graded on design. I just want you to see some of the possibilities and how this is going to work. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some text, and then we can see behind that text how exactly our little collage, photo montage would work out. So I'm going to go to, and maybe we don't want quite so many photos, or maybe we want to make some of that little dancer girl smaller. It just depends on what you want to do with it. Okay, so I'm going to now go to my T tool for text. I'm just going to do regular text, and I'm going to do the word enormous. I'm going to type whatever word you want that goes well with your images. You can type Hawaii, sunset, whatever you like. I'm going to type in summer, or I'm going to do tropical because we're doing tropical type. And now I'm going to go to my type. Let's see. We need to change this text. Make sure I'm still on my text tool. Good. And I want to change that text. Here it is right here. It's in my menu bar. I want a nice big font, like enormous, so we can see what we're doing. Maybe like 800 points. Let's see what that looks like. Well. I got to get that layer up here. All right, so you can see it says tropical. Let me put that layer on the front with my text. Might be easier to move the other layers underneath it. And then I'm going to turn those other layers back on. And my text. I'm going to make my text not black. I want to make it white. And I'm going to choose a font that we can see well. You can pick whatever typeface you like. I'm going to choose, maybe I'll do a little bit smaller in the beginning. There it is. Now you can start to see it. It was just really, really big. Maybe I'm going to bring it down to 400. There it is. Let's make it 200. My image is not that big, but it's still pretty big. Tropical. There we go. Maybe 170 points. So you have to play with that till you get that right. You can use any typeface you like. There's no... I would choose a typeface that's nice and thick and bold is my only suggestion, because this is really hard. And I might want a condensed one as well. There's that's an ugly typeface. You might want to pick something that's also bold and condensed. And you can pick a beautiful typeface. I'm just doing it for speed of time. I'm just creating this a certain size. And it's probably going to go down to like 350. Maybe smaller. Okay, now that I have my text in here, the word tropical, which still could be a little bit smaller. There we go. I'm going to see what plays out in this design behind it so I can change it. So remember, we have to have our layers in a certain way. So I'm going to go back to that image. And if you see, the words were on the back when they did this. So we have to select everything but the text, and then put in the Command key, Command Option G. So I'm going to bring that text to the back now that I have it in right, that I can see what I'm doing. I needed this one that is in the background. I need to make this a true layer, so I'm going to double click it and call it Sunset. And now it is a layer, not a background layer. I'm going to bring that text around to the very back, and I'm going to select everything but the text. So I held down Shift to select all the other layers. I didn't select the text, and then I'm going to go to my Command keys, and I'm going to Command, Shift, G. Wait, was that right? Command, Option, G, sorry. Command, Option, G. There we go. Now I'm going to deselect some of these layers and just select the layers I want to move around. And I can see what color space I'm working with here, how much of the image actually shows. So a whole lot of that, and I can turn certain images off to see what that looks like. I think I'm going to go without the sunset and move my turtle around. Maybe my turtle needs to be smaller. I'm going to hit Command T and resize that turtle some so I can see it better within the words. Maybe I like him really down here at the end. That's kind of fun. His little eyeball showing through. Maybe I want him a little bit smaller. So I've hit Command T, but I have not hit return yet, so I'm still able to resize this. And I'm just going to get this entire collage just how I like it. Hit return when I'm happy. There is a dancer girl in here somewhere if I can find her. Command T. Maybe I want to bring this down in size. Wow, tropical. And then the dancer girl, she's dancing in the dark here, isn't she? There she is. I could bring her down in size by hitting Command T when I've selected that layer. And hit return. I'm sure you can come up with even better ones than I have. This is a lot of fun, this tutorial. And see, you can drag it across different ones. You can change the layers of the order of the layers, and that might help as well. And then when you're all done, File, Save As. We're going to turn this one in. So you're going to want to keep your layers until you're finished. So if you're not done, save it as a PSD file so you can keep your layers. When you're finished, save it as the name Tropical Type _ your name, and save it someplace on your that you're keeping a folder, maybe on the desktop. I'm going to save this one as a JPEG because I am done with it. I'm going to make a new folder called my Turn-In Files, Turn-In PS Files, and then I can just